January through November.
I'm singing in the studio this morning with Mary and Robin. I'm going,
good morning.
Younger Life. I love you guys. Rick Federici.
Mary Anthony.
And Robin Cohn.
Robin today.
She's in the house. Robin, you got to wave through the camera. Look at her. Woo! This is absolutely great. So fun to be here. Our live call-in line is 219-861-1632. Here with WIMS, our flagship station for Girard Media. Thanks to our great partners, folks that make this happen. I love working with you, Mary Anthony.
Oh, I love working with you too. This has been great. It's really been a lot of fun.
Well, and Robin Cohn, I am so excited to have Robin aboard because we always talk about living younger a little bit longer. And Robin, you've got a great story unto yourself about staying healthy.
That's right.
And cool things like that. And Mary, you probably have not heard the story, so I kind of
haven't.
saved
That's
it.
it.
I've
I'm
saved it for the
excited.
on air. So
I love that.
Without further ado, welcome to another great edition of Younger Life Live. You could scope it out on YouTube.com when we're all finished and done. YoungerLife.org/live. You could see us. And of course, if you want to call in, we've got that live call-in number, 219-861-1632. We're streaming around the world in that free TuneIn radio app. Let's pop over. Ryan Beth, our executive producer.
Good morning,
Big round of applause.
Ryan.
We love you, Ryan. Let's pop camera 3 over to Robin. I want to get this shot because here's what I want to talk about. You have got such a diverse background. You're a community pillar, a professional, and we love you to pieces. Talk a little bit about you, Robin.
Oh gosh, well,
This is great.
Believe it or not, I started in radio. That
This is
my
great.
Really?
my first real job
Yes.
was in radio for a competing station.
No
Sorry.
problem. No problem.
It's okay.
But worked 10 years as program director for a radio
Wow.
station. Did on-air work. Did
You did it all.
I did. Well, when you work in small town radio, you absolutely do it all, and
sure
it was
do.
fun, and I loved it. But then I moved on to the library. I work at the Michigan City Public Library. We do a lot of fun things, and I get to incorporate my old radio life.
Yes,
There you go.
absolutely.
That's
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is a lot of fun. But I think what Rick is talking about is about 3 years ago, you hit your 50s and you think, oh, you're not going to live forever anymore. And I decided to make some changes in my life, and I decided to diet, and diets never had worked for me. And I mean to tell you, they had never worked for me. I had up and down, lost weight over the years, gained it all back and then some. But 3 years ago, I started the Curves Complete diet with the Curves Corporation here in Michigan City. And I lost 40 pounds.
Wow.
And 3 years later, I have still lost 40 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah,
See, that's
see?
the key.
That's
It
the
is.
hardest thing. I thought
I
the
agree.
easy part is losing the weight. For me, losing the weight was no problem. It's been keeping it off. That is a real challenge. And you have to think differently about food and about how you eat and how your place in the world is, where, so that you can still have fun and do things and eat out and do all of those things, but still maintain a healthier weight.
Right,
So
right.
I've been doing that now for 3 years, and I'm proud to say
That is
still going
fantastic.
strong, and
You can tell too, those of us that know Robin, always has energy, always just happy, energized, but you look great. I could tell you feel great.
Well, Rick, you lost weight
I
right
did.
around the same time
Yes,
I did this
yes.
whole journey.
And again,
And you've kept yours off.
I've kept a lot of it off, and it's
Well,
been
it's
from a
always-
man's perspective.
Right.
I think the hardest thing for a guy, once you get past that 30 mark or your late 20s, and obviously I'm into my 40s and then some, your body changes, and what can I eat and what don't I want to eat? I have to stay away from, I got to be honest with you, I got to stay away from breads. I got to watch my pasta intake.
Me too.
I've noticed, and I've heard this for years and years religiously, and one of the things I'm working on, and Mary and I have chatted about this, Robin, is the lack of sleep sometimes that Rick
Right.
Federici gets, and other men and women, moms and dads, professionals, grandparents, where like for example, last night into this morning, I got a healthy 4.5 hours, and that was it.
Certainly not
Because
enough.
that's
Not
what
enough
happens.
sleep.
It is.
Yeah, it's really not.
So I think one of the goals, and I'm working on it. There are days that I can get 5 or 6, which for me is a lot. I feel guilty almost.
Oh,
And
that's-
I have to
Shouldn't
get
feel
past
guilty.
that.
It's
How many
hard to
hours of
help.
sleep do you get, Robin?
I really get 7 hours of sleep. I'm
Wow.
real. I have a real routine so that I go to bed at the same time every night, and I get up. I get up early, so I have to go to bed early. That's just how I am,
Yeah.
And I try to get 7 hours. That seems to be my sweet spot. If I
Really?
get more than that, I actually don't feel.
Do you get a headache?
Yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of feel groggier.
Too
when I
tired,
sleep
more tired.
Yeah, when I get too much sleep. But then, if I get not enough sleep, then
Right.
I really get
Right,
headachy. And
right.
Actually, I can get nauseous from it.
I do
So,
too, occasionally,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I like coffee. So if I have coffee and haven't slept very much,
Oh, yeah.
it does not set well. It does make me
Right.
feel terrible. One of my New Year's resolutions was to shoot for 7 hours, because a lot of times, I used to.
Well, Mary, you've got 5 kids.
Well, and I
That's
used to
gotta be
stay
a-
up too late trying to get stuff
Right.
done.
Yeah.
And I've kind of
Things
let a lot of that
done,
go. I
sure.
joke about it that now I let a lot of that. Who cares? Really, whatever. As long as everyone's fed, happy, everything, clean clothes, we're all good.
Yeah.
So I definitely
How many
let a
hours
lot
you
of
get
that
a
go.
night? Let's be honest.
I
here.
honestly, I probably average between 5 and 6. It's
That's
just
actually
I'm
not
trying
bad.
real hard to get to
Not
7
awful,
is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make myself go to bed by 11, because a lot of times by then I'll stay up. I go to bed about 1, which is terrible. My kids are back up by 6, so you know what I
Yeah,
mean. By
that's hard.
6:15 we're up and moving. So I'm trying a lot harder to go to bed by 11. So we'll see. Some days I do it and I'm really good about it, and other days I think, let's play cards to my husband, or let's watch something.
Or let's
on TV.
just bond as a
Yeah,
couple.
absolutely.
The kids have fallen asleep. We
That's
all know
it.
that.
Yeah,
Quiet
when you have-
time.
when you have a lot of kids, especially younger kids, it's
Sure.
really
Yeah.
hard to do. Yeah, my kid's grown, so I don't have that. I don't have that problem anymore.
Well, but that's cool that the way that you're chatting about it too. As my daughters are now women, 17 and 21, soon to be 18 and 22, and I find that Norm and I are doing things now as a couple. We're celebrating 25 years married this year in May.
Wow.
33 years
Congratulations.
together.
Wow,
I'm very
that
proud
is
of that.
That is
But-
fantastic. 25 years.
Sometimes, as we all know, I don't want to use the word stale. Things just are common, So
Yeah.
you try to move it up, like us cycling this past year.
Right.
This year together as a couple, and I think our girls are going to join us, and friends, and a lot of us. We're going to do some rides together.
Oh,
That's
good.
on my bucket list of things.
That
I'm
would
trying
be
to get
neat.
better sleep. I'm trying to eat a little bit better.
Just
And other
learn new
shows will
things.
prove this. But that's what our show here is about. Younger Life Live, YoungerLifeLive.org. And Robin, I love that. Can I ask you a question now on the front of you eating? Has it been kind of challenging?
Oh, it's
with
definitely
stuff like
it's
that?
a challenge every single day. When you've always been overweight almost your entire life, it's a challenge to change the way things, the way you eat, and then to maintain that. And yeah, it's been a challenge, but I really have to say, I think I've finally found the secret.
You found what works for you.
What works for me,
Right.
exactly. It may not work for everybody, but it definitely works for me.
All right, we're going to talk about some fun stuff with the Michigan City
Yes.
Public Library. More on, of course, Robin Cohn, Mary Anthony, Rick Federighi. Our live call-in line, ladies,
Okay.
is 219-861-1632. Let's throw our headsets on, and let's go to Star VIP Hotline this hour, brought to you by our great partners at IU Health LaPorte Hospital in Northwest Indiana, out of LaPorte, Indiana. Hi, good morning, and welcome to Younger Life Live. You're on the air, and you're on TV. Who's this?
This is Laura Lee. I teach yoga at the library once a month.
Woo! We absolutely love you. What a great way to start the show here on WIMS and Younger Life Live. It's so awesome because earlier this week, I'm Rick Federighi, Mary Anthony here, and of course, Robin Cohn.
Hi, Laura Lee.
This is awesome. We tried, and I say we, my wife and I tried some yoga, courtesy of Mary Anthony giving me these DVDs. Mary Anthony, let's talk about the DVDs you gave me, because I know this is going to be interesting.
Well, the DVDs, I've tried it. I have a lot of different DVDs on fitness, and some I like, some I don't. Yoga I know Rick had been challenged to try yoga because
Yes,
he had been interested.
yes.
I have a couple DVDs and personally found them to be snoozers. I did not enjoy them. I enjoy yoga in other a couple other DVDs that I have, a little bit more upbeat, a little bit of Pilates stuff like that. But these were too slow paced for myself, so I brought them in and Rick tried them, and he found too some of the things were. I don't want to speak for him.
I'm an energy boy.
That's it. He found two of them a little bit too slow, but we were really what I loved on the library website was this. I was really intrigued by the gentle yoga class.
Flow Yoga, which is taught by Laura Lee. Thank you for joining us, Laura Lee. I was glad you could call in this morning.
You're welcome. We do have to teach a class in the studio in Long Beach at about 10.
Great.
But I wanted to encourage anybody listening to come to the first Saturday yoga class that I've been doing for, I don't know, how long has it been, Robin?
Oh gosh, Laura Lee, I don't want to say, but I'm thinking close to 5 years maybe that you've been doing this, and it's been wonderful.
And I was listening to what you were saying about the pacing of some of the DVDs or the videos that people watch, and it's so interesting because I think that if I had been relegated to only using DVDs or tape,
Uh-oh.
is that me?
You're still there.
Oh, we're cool. We're here, but go for it.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know that I would have continued.
Oh,
Right,
good. Well,
right.
Because what happens when you're in community and what happens when you're in a class, for me personally, was entirely different. And I don't know if I can explain it properly, but if you find the right teacher, and I may not be that teacher for you, but if you find the right teacher, there's something so connective to your soul that and the energy of you that I don't know that you could get from a remote location.
I love that.
Yeah, and let me just say, Laura Lee's a great teacher. She's perfect for what we do at the library. We have a lot of new people trying it for the very first time. We have a lot of returnees, too. We have a lot of people who come to every single class she offers because, for me personally, I try to be there for every class she offers because I just get so much out of it. I have fibromyalgia, and when you have a chronic pain and muscle disorder like I have, yoga can actually make you pain-free for a significant amount of time after you've done it. So for me, I learned some great stretching and some great ways to control my pain of fibromyalgia. And Laura Lee is a great teacher.
I'm sure.
Talk to me a little bit. I want to say this from a guy's perspective. Guys out there listening, I just got a text from a guy listening right now in Michiana Shores. Do guys do yoga? And that was a lot of us. I mean, I'm 49 years old, and I thought to myself, am I going to be in a class, which I don't care, by the way, with all women because I'm like, rare.
Yeah.
But I mean, Laura Lee, tell me about that. Do a lot of men do yoga? I'm just kind of curious.
Absolutely more women do yoga than men, and probably for the same reason that might have stopped you last, or maybe perhaps the call-in person. And you really, there's not, I mean, it was actually originally all done by men, so it's not as if men can't do it. They're the ones that actually started. Few women did it. And in the West, it's just the opposite. So absolutely, men can do it, but you may have to possibly modify some of the poses. Women sometimes have to modify some of the poses. One of the things that you get from it, aside from gorgeous stretching that feels so good, is an understanding of how your mind works. What is it that stops you from doing anything, let alone yoga? How does your mind work? How does your mind stop you? Because yoga is a mind, body, and spirit workout. And it's intended to sort of ignite the mind in a way that you get to listen to yourself from the inside out. You get to watch what happens when you're challenged. Do you get all upset? Do you marbles and go home? Do you try so hard that you actually hurt yourself? Any one of those scenarios is possible, just depending on you and also on any given day. So what happens is you get to know yourself better, and that translates into every area of life.
How long
Are you able to hear me? I'm hearing all these little beeps. I'm not
Yes.
sure
Yeah,
what
we
they
don't
are.
know where those beats
Yeah,
are
that's.
coming
I mean,
from.
you're on a direct hotline, so I was just thinking, I'm like, does she have a little headset on and she's got it on her shoulder or something? But it's not a big deal because the information is so valuable
It is.
that you are giving us, and I love your tie-in, Robin, to this too. I did not even realize that, but you're utilizing yoga to help you, stay younger, live longer, and it's helping you with a condition, something
Right.
that.
Absolutely.
And I love it. I didn't
That's a
even
great
realize
point.
that.
Yes, I didn't even think of that really. And I think what I love about yoga, especially the way that you're explaining it, anyone can do yoga as far as, no matter how much of an athlete you are or are not.
Right.
That's what
Laura
sounds so
Lee,
fascinating.
I love what you say. Every class we have, I love what you say about yoga meeting you where you are and not the other way
I
around.
love that.
And you have to allow that to happen, because if you have noticed in your own mind that you have an idea of what yoga is or what you should look like in a pose, you're going to run right into that wall. I run into that wall. I'm 50 years old, so there's poses that I do, but it doesn't bother me in the least, and that's even more of what yoga has offered me. Not only am I basically pain-free all the time, I don't suffer from any of the aches and pains that most people do. What I've learned about myself after teaching for 10 years is this really deep acceptance, which is this heart and soul of you. And when you can go anywhere and be at home where you're at, you could go into a class where you know absolutely nothing, but know yourself so well, be so connected and confident in who you are. Maybe you do, all of the class. Maybe you do half of the class and you modify a lot of poses. But I can now go into far more advanced classes. I did a training in Los Angeles with all 30-year-olds. It was so 20 years
that was
younger than me.
challenging. Yeah.
And there was just stuff I just couldn't hang with. But I had the best time, and I really loved the challenge. But I had grown into a point of doing yoga long enough that I'm okay with me. I'm really okay with me, and I'm really sort of excited to learn. And so what if I can't do, everything?
I love that. Would you mind to tell us, Laura Lee, how you got started in yoga and how long have you been doing it? Yeah, I heard you say you've been teaching it for 10 years. How long have you been practicing it?
I have been practicing it for 10 years. I took a yoga training as a way to heal myself of a chronic illness.
Wow.
And I had narcolepsy for quite a long time, and I no longer suffer from that, and I no longer take any medication from that, but I did for probably a decade prior to going through a yoga training.
That's incredible.
And I attribute that not exclusively to doing yoga. I modified my diet. I do as much organic as I can, which is definitely not 100%. And I go on frequent cleanses of various sorts, like I clean the liver. I'm much more conscious. One of the things I've grown through knowing my body is I'm much more conscious of when I'm off balance. And now I'm going through menopause, so I'm learning all sorts of new ways to feel good when the body is going through adjustments.
Right.
And so I've been teaching for 10 years, and in that time I have explored I did initially 200-hour training in Hatha, which is sort of the basic, but I've done hundreds of hours of different styles of yoga training to sort of come around to, after a decade, what's just mine, what's just organically and authentically me. I'm not copying anyone else.
I love that.
And,
I love that. That's a great story.
That took some time. I didn't come to that lightly. I was willing to follow other instructors as far as that would take me, but one of the things that yoga offers you is, again, a deep knowledge of self. And that's not just physical, that's mental, emotional, and spiritual. So when you find that for you, your spiritual connection is deep in you. So that's what guides me. And that's what I try to encourage anybody who comes to my classes to explore. Not to follow me per se, but to have a space that's safe, that you can and stretch and dive into yourself, your own psyche, the way you breathe, the way you move, the way you think about things, and come out lighter. And I think Robin has probably had that experience where at the end of it, end of me sort of, prodding along and offering cues and playing around with challenges, at the end of it, this Shavasana, the final rest, you feel different.
You do
evolve.
absolutely feel wonderful.
That's beautiful.
It
That
is.
is. I mean,
It's
it's
great.
Now, I got to ask you this here on Younger Life Live, Mary Anthony, Rick Federighi, Robin Cohn. The backdrop, Long Beach, Indiana, because we stream around the world. We're obviously being seen and heard right now. We appreciate your time. I know you're ready to go to a class. The backdrop of Long Beach, Indiana, it is drop dead gorgeous for anybody that doesn't know that. Do you do stuff outside as well when it comes to yoga on different times of the year? I'm just curious.
I have a pretty full schedule of classes at my own studio in Long Beach. And I have, like, if there's a 5K race, I've led free yoga stretches for 5K races.
Nice.
Very
I
good
do the
idea.
library. I've gone to a company, and I've done yoga classes for like a soccer team. I was kind of their gift from their coach when they won.
wow.
Oh, very
They won.
cool.
That is
Yeah.
really, really cool idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's very cool.
It is
And
great.
I play some contemporary music, so there's actually a little rock and roll right in the middle.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's
I love it.
lighthearted, and it starts off with yoga music, and so they get a little bit of everything and a lot of relief, and just, one of the things that yoga also taught me was just joy, just that life can be joyful, and it's crazy how I think back on how seriously I took life and how self-conscious I was, and now, coming around to just, gosh, life is fun, and it doesn't have to be so serious. And you go for a hike in the woods. You don't judge how well you hike in the woods. You just enjoy the woods.
Right.
Awesome.
You are absolutely wonderful. I'm thinking to myself, this could be very unique, but maybe down the road, I would love to connect with you,
Yeah.
and maybe we can do some type of a
could try
challenge. We could try yoga together.
would be so
But I
cool.
would want someone like you, like the pro,
Absolutely.
to say, okay, Federighi, let's do this thing, because I don't mind trying it, and I love life, and I don't take life too seriously. I go with the flow of it.
Yeah.
I appreciate every
How
day.
long is a typical class?
About an hour.
Yeah, an hour, but it can go longer, and surprisingly, you wouldn't even notice it.
Really?
Yeah, we
really?
So
actually gone
that'll
over.
vary,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I'm so sorry to kind of drop out, but I do have to get ready
No
to
problem.
go over to my own class. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
Robin
much,
inviting
Lori.
me
It was
to
great-
come
it was
on,
great
and
to
you
talk
guys
to
for
you.
hosting this.
Oh, thanks
You are
for
And
the best.
for
I know Robin
calling in.
has my information, but if I don't go soon, I won't make it.
Bye.
Okay, thank
Go-
you
go
so
to your
much.
class. Thank
See
you
ya.
so much.
All right. Now,
She was
that's
great, really. I mean, she had some beautiful
Absolutely
ideas
phenomenal.
just in the.
I want
it's
to.
stuck in my-
I want to know a little
She
bit
is
more
really
about this
fabulous.
because
Yeah.
Younger Life
Yeah.
Live here, Mary Anthony, Rick Federighi, Robin Cohn. Robin, I am finding out different things about yoga now. Here is
Yeah.
the motto. Here is staying younger
Right.
longer.
That's our
Right.
goal.
And oh
No,
my
feeling
gosh,
great.
like you hit it so right on the head today, Robin. Not only with the yoga, with Laura Lee, you guys bonding as ladies. It was very interesting to hear her talk about, I'm just going to say it as a guy, but I'm around my ladies and menopause and stuff. She was right to the point about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But the different things going on that has helped you, that has helped her, not only from the mojo, but stuff that's going on with your life. So I
Right.
mean, that
Yeah.
to me, how did you find out that yoga was the answer? Or was it something you fell into?
I
I'm
fell
curious.
into it, really.
Wow.
I did. I mean, Laura Lee had been offering the class at the library. She called me one day, said, I would like to, she likes to give back to the community. I mean, she does this free of charge. She doesn't charge the library anything.
that's
And
fantastic.
she doesn't charge the people coming to
That-
the class anything.
really, that's incredible.
And she said, I want to give back to the community. I thought the library was a great place to do that. Can we offer this class once a month? And I said, I would love to do that. So we figured out a schedule, and she started it. And I don't think I jumped in right away. I think I was like, oh, we're doing yoga on Saturday. That's great. The library's doing it.
Yeah, that's
and I went about my own
Thing.
Yes, exactly. Well, then wasn't long after that, though, that I started thinking, I've always wanted to try it.
Right.
And this is free. It can't be free, right? Library offers everything free, by
Absolutely.
the way.
Woo!
Yeah, we
Library.
love the
City
library.
Public library. Woo!
Woohoo. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to go and see what it's like. Well, it was transformational for me, that first class, because
I love that.
I literally spend almost a day. To just see me every day, you don't realize this, and I don't talk about it a lot. But the fibromyalgia can get you down.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're in pain a lot, and it was the first time I had ever done anything and had an extended period where I thought, I have no pain. Not one spot in my body is paining me right now. When you have a lot of pain, you just get used to it. It's always in the back here, you know, and my pain, luckily my pain isn't horrible. I mean, it's not debilitating. I can still
deal with it.
I can still deal with it, you know, and if it gets really bad, I'll take a couple of ibuprofen and I'm good, you know, but when it comes to day to day, I expect it to be there. I just expect it to be there. And when I started the yoga, and that first class afterwards, I thought, I have no pain.
That's fascinating.
None. And it lasted like all day.
Wow.
You know,
you're like, I'm liking this.
I know.
Yeah.
And I slept better that night. And we were talking about sleep before, you know, when we first started the show.
Right.
We were talking about how important sleep is.
Absolutely.
Yoga helped me sleep better. And it helped me feel better. It just made me feel so good.
And that's really
cool. This is incredible. This is incredible testimonial.
You know, I mean, personally, I don't want to speak for you too, but I always think, you know, you know, yoga can be used for meditational purposes, but mostly we think of fitness, toning. It's so interesting to me to hear that it is so effective, and not just with you. I mean, clearly, Laura Lee, that is incredible that she had a chronic, serious condition as well.
Right.
And you know, she said she's only been doing it about 10 years, just happened to try it, and what a difference. And that's incredible.
Life. Yeah.
I mean,
it's
really,
wonderful.
that's fantastic.
It's
I think, you know, that's the point. Try new things. You never know what's going to work for you. You
Right.
know?
That's the challenge for all of us. I think
For everyone,
no matter
let's
what
try
age,
it.
by the way.
And the gentle flow yoga that we offer at the library, that Laura Lee offers in her classes, she also does sports yoga. I mean, she offers lots of different classes.
Yeah.
But the gentle flow works for me because of my pain.
Right.
And because, you know, she talks about how yoga meets you where you are.
I love that.
There's some things I can't do.
Right.
Because of the pain. And I sometimes have to power through some things. She always says, don't hurt yourself.
Right.
You know, you have to stop before you get to that point where you hurt yourself. But some things, you know, my body should be able to do this.
Sure.
I'm feeling a little pain. I'm going to power through it. And that's what I do. But afterwards, the feeling you get, you know, and that restful period just before the end.
I want to hear about this
delightful.
because,
Absolutely.
you know, Mary, I know you've done yoga. Has your husband, if you don't mind me asking from a guy perspective, has Jeremy done it with you?
Not really. I mean, there's been a couple moves that have been in other more cardio type things that he's tried. Yeah, Pilates is a lot of yoga. It's just, I mean, it's a lot of yoga moves in a lot of ways. So he's done, you know, he's done a few of the moves themselves, but never, you know, I did one time take a yoga class, and I was pregnant with my first, and so I thought, oh, this will be great. And I really did enjoy. I had to modify so many poses because it wasn't just strictly you know, a prenatal type class. So there were a lot that she said, don't do. You know, but it was very peaceful. I did find that, but I would love to put that in a normal practice where I'm not so, especially being pregnant with my first, I was paranoid I would hurt myself or her, you know, the baby. So it would be interesting to take it when it's just more focused on myself. And I think that would be really incredible. And I love that it is only an hour. I do see that the next one, I was trying to look up that date.
It's a week from this Saturday.
Okay.
A week from the 6th.
Oh, yeah,
That's, yes.
Yeah.
So what time is that? Is that in the morning?
12:15.
It's perfect.
To about 1:15, and that's at the Michigan City.
At the Michigan City Public Library. If you have a mat, bring it along, or something to lay on. Laura Lee usually brings some mats, but sometimes we get more people than she has mats.
Might sound like a silly question. What about clothing?
I was just going to say.
Oh, good. See, great minds think alike.
My cycling,
loose,
what do you wear?
Yeah.
Loose, comfortable.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't have to be yoga clothes.
Right,
you
right.
know.
That's what I
wear sweatpants and a t-shirt. You know,
That's cool.
So yeah, it's
I
very
like
just
Robin more and more now.
She's
a hipster, man.
Really, it's
I'm
cool.
hipster, right?
What about socks barefoot? Does she prefer?
She
does she
barefoot.
care?
She does barefoot. I have to have socks on my feet. My feet get so cold.
Oh, do they?
My toes
My
get
wife
cold.
is like that.
Yeah,
There are
the
people out
same
there
way.
that get cramps
Yep,
in their feet, and
absolutely.
it's just because she's been like that all her life.
Yeah.
And so I'm more of a free form.
Oh, me too. I'd be
Yeah.
barefoot.
I love
and
it.
some people have yoga shoes. You know, they have those.
Is that like gym shoes? Or?
Well, no, they're more like almost like a sock, but they're a little heavier.
Oh,
you
okay.
know.
Like with the sticky things on the bottom?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
exactly,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
to keep,
okay.
'cause you do some things that you might slip if you're
That's why I
Yeah.
was asking
Yeah.
barefoot or not, because I thought I know some yoga poses and stuff you're going to slide if you're in socks. Or,
right.
And so,
But
okay.
Laura Lee does hers
good.
totally barefoot.
You know,
Instant text coming in.
Go
Do
ahead.
you sweat?
Do you sweat?
Do you sweat?
Very
I
good
have
question.
to say, in the gentle flow yoga,
for
you
that.
don't sweat a lot. But I have taken other kinds of yoga classes that you do sweat. Yes. But this gentle flow is a little more eased, a lot of easy, I wouldn't say the poses are easy because they're not. It's kind of an ease into the pose.
So do you, Robin Cohn here in studio, Michigan City Public Library, offering these great classes, among other phenomenal things. So are the poses, so for example, the teacher, does she, Laura Lee, will use her as the example, does she instruct us?
Yes.
She'll say, okay, I need you to do, and then does she say the pose?
Yes.
So for like a beginner dude like me going, okay.
or even myself who's done it but
I
don't know
wanna be
the name.
embarrassed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a few. Everybody knows the tree pose. Where
Right.
you stand with
Yeah.
your, that everybody knows that pose. But yes, I mean she demonstrates the pose
Okay.
before and then you
So
ease
she
into it.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's
yeah.
nice.
So I could see Rick Federici trying these
Beginners
poses.
welcome. I mean, totally welcome.
Okay, I'm
beginners.
digging
Yeah,
this.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Wow.
I love that. I mean, all of it. I'm so glad she called in. Too.
I am
That was
too.
great.
I think
wish
this is
you
great.
would
So
be
I want to
great.
ask you about the question too was, when you're talking about you get to that final moment, the relaxing, I guess the resting period. What do they call that, Robin? Like that final period?
I don't know what the yoga term
but
is.
it feels good.
But it feels
She-
fabulous.
So explain to
well,
me, 'cause-
I've actually had people snoring.
Really?
People,
Oh, that's so cool,
I mean,
though,
you
that
can
they're that
easily,
relaxed.
she usually dedicates like the last 15 minutes
Mm-hmm.
of the class to that cool down.
Is it a calming?
Quite calming. You're usually laying
That's nice.
flat on your back with your arms out. And she goes around and sometimes she brings essential oils and rubs them
how
into your
cool.
neck. Or she'll do a foot massage.
Mm.
She goes around to every student in the class during at the end period and does a little tweaking with
Something.
your neck or
Mm.
she does this one thing where she really pulls your neck out and then lays your head down and then does this nice shoulder, I don't know what you call it, but it's so relaxing.
Wow.
And it feels so good and you think afterwards you go, oh, do that some more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm not
more.
leaving.
Yeah.
Robin, I have a
That's
question
great.
for you. Is there a class size limit? Like,
No,
should someone
actually,
register prior? Or?
We don't register anybody. We have lots of room. I don't know if you've been
Oh,
in
absolutely,
our
I've been
big
there.
meeting room.
Well, explain
we
it,
have
too, if
lots
you don't
of
mind.
space. Yeah, it's in the middle of the library. It's the full room. Holds about 100 people.
Oh, wow,
okay.
With
Okay.
chairs.
Big time.
Now, if 100 people showed up for yoga, we'd be in trouble. But because that would be hard to lay everybody out on
Certainly,
the floor.
certainly.
But we usually have anywhere from 15 to 25
Okay.
people.
That's a great number.
That
which
is a
is a
great.
good
And
class,
this might sound like a silly question too. When you say the middle of the library, I mean
Yes.
it's not where people can watch you.
No.
I
it's
mean
a
that would be a
closed-
little
yeah, no.
intimidating.
It's not in the courtyard.
Yes.
Always
we have that
thinking about
courtyard.
that.
I can't help but
I'm
thinking
with
Now
you.
that
that's an
would
idea,
be
though. I love that idea. We should do yoga in the courtyard someday.
Oh,
Maybe on the
there you
beach.
go.
Weather.
Well, that's
Well,
right.
See now
yoga
that
on the
would that
beach.
was a would
I
be
would
beautiful.
so
That's a
totally do
great
it on the
idea.
beach. Like, you
Absolutely.
look up in-
How peaceful is that?
Oh my gosh,
They do
Michigan
have yoga
City,
on the beach
Washington
here,
Park.
yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Do they do that? That would be awesome.
I don't
I
know
would
if
do.
Laura Leah, she didn't mention that she does it, but I know there are other instructors that
Yeah.
do.
Oh,
Fantastic.
I could imagine doing that. I think that would be so
Wouldn't that be
Oh,
nice?
certainly
magical.
peaceful.
Just from
Absolutely.
whether you're doing it by yourself or with a couple
Yeah.
or with significant other. I mean, I think that'd be
Right.
awesome.
I love her theory on the class, not just the classroom, but even with that instructor, part of yoga is seeking the, divine
Yes.
light in
Right,
others as well as
right,
yourself. And
right.
I definitely like that she pointed that out. And I could see that just in when I do try to do that at home and think, wow, that would be a lot nicer to feel that with other people. There's definitely something to be said about community and, being together. So
Absolutely, yeah.
Here is a question that someone asked about eating before or after, or what would be that. Took 2 classes, would love to try it again, haven't done it in years, but wanted to know what they would do. Like,
To prep.
so how long?
Well,
do you
actually,
eat?
Laura
That's a
Lee
great
does
question.
say don't
Great question.
come on a full stomach.
Okay.
Because you do some strenuous things and you do lay on your stomach at some point and stuff like that. So she actually recommends that you come it doesn't have to be totally empty, but maybe if you have a snack an hour before or something, you'd be fine. But you don't want to eat lunch at 11:30 and then come to the 12:15
Okay.
Could you
yoga
imagine?
class.
That makes sense. No.
You would not.
You would not
feel
want to
good.
imagine.
You would probably be uncomfortable.
Certainly.
Sure.
So yeah, but afterwards, not a problem. I mean, you're so relaxed though. All you want to do is go home and just kind of
Chill.
Enjoy that peace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Hang
that.
on to that. For
hang
sure.
on to that as long as you
So
possibly
you totally, I mean, just from to kind of a recap perspective, you really feel that? I mean, this is
really
what's
do.
intriguing to me, because there are
Right.
days, all of us, and I'm sure whether you're listening, viewing, or both, there are days that some of us have that are just so crazy,
Right.
and you're looking for that, I always bring this up on the air, not to throw religion in, but I'll do a rosary on the way into work because of my 87-mile trek from the Chicago burbs into Northwest Indiana, and then I might do a prayer or two up to St. Joe to the other radio property. But that's where I find my calming, and just sometimes you turn off everything,
Yeah.
and the phone and everything. But this to me this could be a Rick Federighi thing. I like
Yes,
this. I like this.
I do too. I really do. I think that
Yeah.
would be great. Even just if we couldn't actually attend a class on, it's hard to put this live in something like that, especially then you get into privacy issues with other people. But it would be
Sure.
fascinating to have you both on one day. Show us a few things. I mean, even if we just, to try it. I mean,
Yeah.
even if we don't do an hour long, just to give it a try and see.
And I don't know if you'd be up for this. Robin's like, okay, wait a minute.
Just to go,
on.
wait,
But just, my ideas, and Robin would, talk to Laura Lee. But here's what I would say. I mean, I'm not a buff dude, and I'm not fat. I'm just a 49-year-old guy. But I wouldn't mind if you wouldn't mind, like, us, and if Robin wanted to do it, and maybe
Yeah.
Laura Lee, like us four. But I think people would dig if they could see
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then maybe we could explain it. And quite honestly, doing a class, and I'm not speaking for Ryan. And Ryan,
I think
would you be
Ryan
up
would
for
love it.
Look at
He
Ryan.
would.
Yeah.
He's
Ryan
always
Beck.
good about that. He would.
He's a young guy. He's a millennial, and him and his lovely lady Brittany, they work out, they
Right.
bike, they do stuff together, and
Always
I think
looking
that's
for new
awesome.
ways.
They
Yeah.
are, and so I think he would dig it, and then we could get someone like Alex or someone to be on the crew, and I don't know if you'd be up for that, but
I would be up for that.
I would
Oh,
love
I
that.
love this.
I would love that.
I would do this.
And I think that people would really like to see that you don't have to be well practiced at it. A beginner, we can do it fine
They're laughing
and
at the
still take
camera.
something away from it, really. Or maybe people would want to come out and join us.
Oh,
There you
We
go.
could do it. Say we do it on the beach. That would be super fun.
I
Have
like
Laura
this.
Lee headed up on the beach and people join if they want.
Yeah.
or in the courtyard.
Yeah, or in the courtyard.
I wouldn't mind that, just because, well, we knew the other day, Brendan was here in studio, and he kind of did a few
He did. He
poses.
showed us a couple
Him
poses.
and his lovely lady.
Yeah, they've been doing
Katie,
it.
they've been doing it for a while, but he was like,
He said, I dare any man that says yoga is not challenging to hold
And
this
he-
for 90 seconds.
he was holding the pose. I'm
And
like,
it's
holy
true.
cow.
It's true
Oh,
because,
absolutely.
that's what's great about yoga, I think, too, is it really, it can be as much as you want it to be, but you're using your own body weight as your
Absolutely.
resistance. So I think that's great.
Right. I did plank this morning for a minute.
Okay, wait, hold on.
It's
What is
a
that?
challenge.
What is that?
love
Plank is when you kind of spread your whole body straight out,
Okay.
hold your arms out like this.
Like you're going to
and
do
you-
a push-up.
On your toes, like you're going to do
It's
a
like
push-up.
you're going to do a push-up.
But
It's
you're-
exactly like
but
your
you
body
hold
is.
it the whole time
Okay.
on the floor.
And
you're on the floor.
you're actually like pushing down a little, so you're like tightening your abs.
Wait. So,
Yeah.
so wait, you're laying on the floor.
With hands down on the floor, not on your
Oh.
back.
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
going to do a push-up, but you don't bend the elbows.
Right.
You're in
Oh
like
my
just dead.
gosh,
You
that's
just
hard.
stay
It's a
there.
great, and you tighten your abs while you do
Yeah.
it. It's a great, you breathe.
a great
It
Can I
is.
tighten your buttocks too?
exercise.
Because
Yes.
I'm all about my butt. No,
You do.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm being honest from a guy perspective.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you need to.
I never had to worry, Robin, about my weight or anything as a young guy.
Yeah, that's-
For
Oh,
Oh, please.
years
Once
and
I
years
became a
and
mom,
years.
I joke all the time that everybody that knows me the best, I gain and lose the same 20 pounds.
It's funny you say it. Once
I mean,
Norma
it's so
became
true.
a mom, because guys, they say, gain weight along with their significant others. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I always watched what I ate and never had
We
a-
never
ever.
worried about it until then, you become parents and I gain and lose and gain and lose. And it's just what happens.
I'm
you
going
know.
to try this plank thing when I get
Yeah,
home.
do it.
It's not an easy.
That's one of
No,
the very
I know.
few I know
Yeah.
as far as
we held it
pose-wise,
for
but-
a minute. We thought I was at Curves this morning. Hi, Curves ladies.
Hi,
If you're all
Curves.
listening.
Yes.
Rock on.
If you're
Thanks
out
for
there
making Robin
listening.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And it's you working on it too, of course.
Yes, and they had done it on a diet show, and people were like having a real problem. And my one friend goes, and she's older than I am, and she's like, well, we do plank all the time. We could hold it for a minute, don't you think? Because we usually don't hold it for a whole minute. We usually hold it for 30 seconds. And I said, well, 30 seconds is challenging. Let's try it for a minute. So we all got down on our hands and knees and got in the plank pose, and we held it for a minute, and we were like, that was challenging.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a challenge to do that hold it for a minute, even if you do exercise on a regular basis, which we do.
I'm digging this. This is great. So to all the ladies and the men out there that are making that step, and actually you're just holding it. So it's been multiple years and you've held your weight off.
Yes.
That's the biggest challenge. I got
It really is. I mean, that's the biggest hurdle, I think. Bravo. I mean, it never comes off me easy, to lose it.
Me either.
But even if you can get a couple down, to hold it off is definitely certainly hard.
Keeping it off is more difficult.
What one food item or what one thing or a couple things that you used to, if you don't mind me asking you this personal question, that you used to eat and or partake in or absorb, and now you're like, I won't go near it, or totally in moderation?
I really don't eat a lot of bread and pasta anymore at all. Those are my really bad things. They have calories that you don't need, and they really are
harder on you.
Especially white breads and white pastas. Mm-hmm. Now you can buy whole grain breads, and I incorporate that in moderation.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But white bread, white pasta, white potatoes. Done.
Oh, white potatoes.
Yeah, white potatoes. Sweet potatoes, great.
How about red potato? When they say red potatoes?
Nope, that's a white potato.
Oh, okay. I didn't. So do I.
Oh, everybody loves them, right?
Holy cow, I did not know that. I'm learning something new today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything white.
Look at Robin's looking at both of us.
I'm
Whoa,
no white.
Too.
I'm like, oh.
No white.
I'm crying over here. I love it.
No potatoes.
Yeah, I know. He's like, what are we going to eat?
When you think of white food, you also got to think sugar. Sugar.
Certainly sugar.
Sugar is really...
Do you do any types of yogurts, frozen yogurts, ice creams?
I eat yogurt, but I eat plain yogurt.
Plain yogurt.
Plain Greek yogurt. I've crossed over.
Yeah.
I didn't used to like yogurt. I didn't like yogurt at all until I went on this diet. That was the weirdest thing. I never ate yogurt. I always thought it's like so sour, and
I love yogurt, but
especially the stuff with no flavor, chalky.
I'm not into the plain.
And I've never been a huge fruit person, so and they always add lots of fruits to yogurt.
Love fruit.
So I just never loved it.
So what is your choice?
Plain Greek yogurt with just a drizzle of honey.
I knew you were going to say honey. I knew it because honey's so good for you.
Yes.
A lot of people that
I buy organic honey. Laura Lee was mentioning about eating organic as much as possible, and I try to do the same thing. Can be expensive, so I pick and choose what I buy that's organic, and I do buy organic honey. And
so do you ever, I have heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I like to use the honey in my oatmeal. Honey, I drizzle. And I do cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
I've heard the same thing.
Great for you.
I don't know the particulars of why it's so good for you, but I've heard this from everybody, so I kind of go with the flow.
It's got like an antioxidant thing and
that's
all
cool.
of that.
I've also heard it's good to help stabilize your blood sugar. I mean, I certainly don't know what I'm talking about, but I've heard that.
Hey, we don't play doctors.
We are not experts.
Right. Stabilize. Another thing I was just reading recently, and I started doing, is a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar.
I've heard that
in my iced tea.
Wait, apple cider vinegar in
and
my
I've been
iced
buying
tea.
the organic apple cider vinegar from the mother. I have no idea what that means. There's some added thing. It's from the mother, and I don't know what that means. I really don't. Like you said, we're not doctors here.
Certainly not.
And we're not nutritionists. I'm not a nutritionist, but I read and. If you're on the internet at all, you're seeing all of this stuff about apple cider vinegar.
It's always something different, but
I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical about using that, stuff, and whether it works like what they say.
Certainly.
They were saying use it as a helpful to lose weight and all of this, and I'm if it were that easy, we'd all be skinny.
Yeah, that's it. And hard body people. You know what I mean?
We'd all be that way. So but one of the things that I did read that they have studied and actually found that apple cider vinegar does help stabilize your blood sugar.
Oh, okay.
So that is one of the proven things about it. So I've just started adding a tablespoon to my iced tea.
Can I ask
in the
you this
mornings,
question?
And it's
you're now saying tea. So we're talking about iced tea. We're talking about different things like that. So what type of tea do you drink? Because that to me is like, that's hard. Because I like doing Arnold Palmer's.
Oh, right.
At,
with
when I
lemonade,
go
yeah.
out. So I'll do the iced tea with nothing in, and then the lemonade. I always ask, is it, most of the places you're going to go to it's going to be a unique form of lemonade. Let's be honest. But what kind of tea do you use, or what kind of iced tea? Is
I
it just straight?
use black iced tea. Yeah,
Black
the black
iced tea.
I use the black tea. You can make it with green tea. You can make it with white tea.
So does that apple add a little flavor to it?
It does. You know what it does is it adds a tang to it. It adds this, like, kind of going down your throat. You don't want to drink apple cider vinegar straight. It will burn.
That would be a Rick Federighi move.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Highly don't recommend that. But it because it gives that like an extra tang. You know what apple cider vinegar does for dressings
absolutely.
and stuff like that. It's a kind of that.
Okay, so you're going to write down, we're going to try this on the show next week. I'll bring the tea. What, if you don't mind me asking, what black tea do you use? Is there a specific brand?
I just buy
Any
whatever's
kind
on
of-
sale.
Okay.
I buy whatever's on
So
sale.
I hear
Lipton.
black tea is like awesome.
Right.
So black tea is just like a straight, good for you kind of thing,
Right.
correct?
Make iced tea or hot tea. You could do it with hot tea.
I know people say this is so not American. I don't like tea.
Oh,
I don't.
really?
I know it's weird. My husband's family is
love
very
tea.
big into like sun tea, sweet tea, hot
Yeah.
tea, and I've tried all of them. I've tried thinking it's better for me than coffee, so I'll go to hot tea and put honey in it, and I love honey, but I just don't. I just can't.
You just don't get it.
I don't get it. Would be a terrible, English person.
All right, so first and foremost, people out there are like, I'm not giving up
I
coffee.
would still taste
I
this.
would easily, okay, well, you can
I
taste it
would
if you don't
absolutely
mind.
taste it. I would
Because I'm going to do stuff that you're going to,
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
going to want to do.
Hey,
So I
that's right,
tried
and I'm
your
good with
boring
that.
yoga.
I know.
but-
At Brendan's request,
but-
but absolutely.
Right. Hold on a second here, but I will say it was a little different. I was turned on to some other folks on YouTube that do it, and I've tried that.
Yeah.
And my wife and I always looking for something new. But I am blown away by your story. This is, to me, you have so educated not only us, but the listeners
and
and
there's
the
so
viewers.
many things
This
at the
is great.
library. I mean, and so think of how interesting and intriguing this one class is. Just so cool. And you guys have been doing it in 5 years, and I didn't even know it. I'm ashamed to say. But
Let's
there
talk
are
about
so
some
many
of the stuff
others.
at the library.
Yes, that
Yeah,
are coming
please,
up.
Robin.
Please.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we were talking about the DREAM program that we
Yes.
do. Therese Fabry, who's a community organizer here in Michigan City,
Okay.
does this class. She's a former nun, and she's had some classes in analyzing, she's done the certification and all of that
It's
of
really
analyzing
cool.
dreams.
Okay.
And everybody comes in and they just share. It's an hour and a half long program where they just share their dreams and get some, you never know what other people are going to think or whatever.
Certainly.
But it's definitely bonding for the group. And Teresa's great. So I really highly recommend that. We have one coming up, I
That's
believe,
really
on the
cool.
6th also.
That one is.
It
let me
is
take
the
a look.
It's
6th,
like
'cause I
right
was up on
after
your site
yoga.
yesterday. It
Yeah,
is.
Oh, okay.
Understanding
Couple hours right there.
Dreams is right after yoga next a week from Saturday.
So that would be February 6th for those listening.
Right, 2
whether,
o'clock.
that'll be great. And you could go to the website. We got a direct link to
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you.
2 o'clock.
Yes.
And I'll actually throw that up online as well.
Oh, good. I'm curious about one class that's listed. It's called Cocoa and Coloring.
Oh, cocoa and coloring. I'm glad
Is
you
that
brought that
this-
up.
Hot stuff coloring.
That's
these
the
days.
Yeah.
new thing. That is the new
It
trend.
really
right
is.
now.
It really is. It's big.
I did one yesterday for our display. I was like, I want to display that we're doing this program.
Sure. Did you
And
enjoy
I-
it?
So I thought, well, I'm going to color a picture. And I did a dessert picture. If I can't eat it, I might as well color it, right?
What kind of dessert?
See, I would
there,
want to
Robin
eat
Cohen?
it
This
then.
was a candy. This was candy. All different
Oh,
kinds
I
of
love candy.
like Valentine candy
Yeah.
and everything. And I used pinks and greens.
Nice.
It was very pretty.
Did you stay within the lines?
I stayed within the
There
lines.
you go, right?
I'm
Yeah.
a good stay within the lines kind of person. So we did, we will be doing that on the 7th, February 7th. That's
Yes.
Super Bowl Sunday for those of you
Oh, is
who are
it?
paying
Okay.
attention.
Well,
I would
and
say
maybe,
forget
maybe
the
if you're
Super Bowl.
uninterested in the Super Bowl,
Right.
this is a great alternative.
But this is at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Oh.
Game doesn't
Oh,
come-
yeah.
Game doesn't come on until 5:30.
Come
You
on,
guys,
people.
Yeah, you can come to coloring and have some cocoa, do a little coloring, and then go home and still go to your Super Bowl party. Or
I
go
like
to
the
your
way this young
game.
Robin thinks. over
yeah,
here.
to that
This is
class, do
good.
you need to bring your own supplies? or
No,
supplies
we have
on?
at the library.
Wow.
We'll
That's
supply
amazing.
the coloring pencils and the coloring pages, and I
Very
have
cool.
3 designs to choose from. We have snowflakes,
Okay.
perfect time of year, right?
Yeah.
We have desserts,
Like?
which was really fun. I mean, there's cakes and cupcakes.
I like the way that
candies
Robin
and
thinks. I can't eat it, so I'm going
candy.
to color
Yeah.
it.
Color it. And then the third design I have is peacocks.
Oh, cool.
So,
Very
yeah,
cool.
so
Pretty
that'll be
colorful.
lots of
Very
different
colorful. Yeah.
Very colorful.
A lot of options there.
The coloring, if you haven't seen some of these coloring sheets, just Google it. Adult
Yeah.
coloring. It's a hot topic.
It
A lot
really
of libraries
is.
are doing
Oh,
it.
it's huge.
One of my daughters
It's
got a
huge.
Zentangle
Fun.
kit
Yeah.
at Christmas. It was very neat.
My
They're
daughter,
very cool.
Carly, and her friends, we were talking about this
Yeah.
earlier in the week on the show. They're the 20-somethings, the young 20-somethings, and they literally will all get together. And it's cool at our place. I'd rather have them at our place.
Absolutely,
But they
absolutely.
get together, and it's really cool. And for those that don't know, New York bestsellers these days, in the top 10 right now, I think 5 of them, or they were, coloring books.
Coloring
That's
books.
crazy.
Like,
That's
that's
very
crazy.
cool.
It's
you know,
very cool,
Yeah,
yeah. And
yeah.
they have a million designs.
there are. It's-
I mean, there's everything from the spiritual
Yes.
to just mosaics
Yeah.
to actual pictures of things like
Yeah.
candy and,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
cakes and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's really fun. I had the most fun picking out the books
Yeah.
to decide what, I was like, oh my gosh, what do we pick?
There's something fun to do for another show.
That would be
Coloring
fun.
and getting a group of people together. And quite honestly, we could do it not only on the radio, but on cam and talk to everybody about why they're picking these colors.
Yeah.
How does it's got to make you feel good because
does.
you
Well-
you're sitting down, you're doing your own
Yeah.
kind of
thing.
zoning out. Yeah.
Well, you know what else it does? This is what I feel. It really brings back your childhood.
Yeah.
Good.
You know,
Well, I
you
still like to
remember-
color with my youngest kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun, and
All right,
they'll
let's
be
be honest
coloring.
here.
and-
You're still a kid at heart.
You know what drives me crazy though? This is
Yes.
what's funny about it. We'll start coloring and they are little and do not stay in the line. So they were saying, okay, well, I'll say, you color your picture, I'll color my picture. Then they want to color on mine. And I want to
like,
go,
get out of here.
I have to like it, you have to
Yeah.
be,
I
do
stay
not
within
ruin
the
my,
lines.
yeah, but it's fine and it's all good. And it is
And there's
relaxing.
no rules when it comes to
Certainly,
this.
yeah.
You can color outside the lines. I'm okay
Yeah,
with that.
that would
Yes.
be cool. That would be a cool picture color everywhere else. but,
Yeah, everywhere else but.
So you guys do a lot of different series.
Yeah.
We had a minute or so left here on the show. Younger Life Live. Robin Cohn's been awesome. I definitely want Robin back.
Oh, for
You're
sure. There's
awesome.
always so many new things. We
Seriously.
would love to have you come
Just
back, tell
kinda
us about them, and
chat about it,
Oh,
and
yeah,
have
I'd
some
love
fun.
to.
We'll definitely try the yoga thing.
Yes.
We'll bond with you offline about it.
Yeah.
See
Okay.
if we could piece
See if we
everything
can
together.
organize that,
We'll,
yeah.
we'll include our executive producer guy
Of
with
course.
us, and maybe our significant others. On a lighter note, any other things you want to throw out there to our viewers and to our listeners today about the public library? You guys got so much
We've
stuff
got
there
a
in
lot
Michigan
going
City.
on, and when you invited me to come today, I was like, well, I can make an argument that the library adds to the quality of all of our lives every day
Absolutely.
with all of the things we do, from
Sure.
our literacy, where we help people who have children that need extra help in school, to English as a second language literacy tutoring, and we have people we help with their taxes. We're
Wow.
starting that program in a couple of weeks where we'll be helping older people with their taxes. So everything we do at the library is with the people in our community in mind.
Great.
And that's what I love to do.
Well, thank you so much.
And I think one of
love
the
that.
other things while we're rounding up on the back end of the program, Younger Life Live Monday through Friday right here, WIMS and online and all across the dial. You do help with folks that may need a little bit of positioning with jobs and resumes
Absolutely,
and the computers.
our
I want you
resume
to
service. Yep,
tap on
yep.
that.
We do that. We'll help you get online to get your benefits if you're looking to start collecting your Social Security, or if you need some unemployment benefits and stuff like that. We'll help you with that. We're a full service library. We'll help you with that.
Love
Well,
it.
we so appreciate Robin Cohn. Big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Robin,
Thanks
for
to
coming.
Lee.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to everybody that chimed in via text. Younger Life Live Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 Central. Of course, if you want to scope this out, YoungerLifeLive.com. You've obviously got the .org/live, YouTube, all that fun stuff. I'm Rick Federici.
I'm Mary Anthony.
And Robin Cohn.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company station.
CBS News. I'm Steve Kaif, and Donald